Pues vete al Far Cry. Y ahora que si se pone el Tony, pues nada. Yo lo haría. Gameplay exclusivo de Destino del Bastión de las Sombras. Gameplay comentado. Ese tiene que estar bien. Ese puede que lo pille. Pero cuando lo bajen de precio. Todavía no termino de entender ese juego. O sea que no solo se basa en arreglar los motores y salir corriendo, ¿no? Pues yo en este juego me voy a tomar un descansillo. Luego me compraré todos que están por los DLC. Joder, tío, cada vez que juegas ese juego, coges unos mosqueos. Uf, yo como no estoy jugando ese juego.
Welcome, Henry. God be with you.
How are the men holding up?
They're a rabble. The out-of-towners are desperate to go home. And the locals, they've got nowhere else to go. So they're just generally complaining.
Are they causing trouble?
No trouble as such. It's true, I've caught a few of them asleep on their watch. There's nothing a couple of lashes of the whip can't cure.
Well, there might be a simpler solution.
Whipping a man, simple enough. Just give one of them a beating, the others will remember. When they forget, do it again.
But then you'd have an injured soldier. It occurred to me a herbal potion might do the trick.
I never heard of any wives' quackery helping troop morale. But Christ knows they could do with something to flush the booze out of them and keep their eyes open.
What is your impression of Master Keyser?
Sir Hanush thinks he's insane. He's crazed as one of those dung-smeared fools reciting the New Testament backwards in the street.
But what do you think?
Sometimes I think a little craziness is no bad thing. Master Keyser's seen and lived through a lot in his time in foreign lands. And those rockets he was talking about.
It all sounds like the babbling of a madman.
Maybe. I'd like to see them. Shooting off, screaming through the sky like comets. I'm sure they'd be a sight to behold. Good luck then.
Es una expansión, no tienes, no sé si son 15 horas. Eso es el final del juego, lo de las gemelas. Mira, ya lo tienes ahí. ¡Ay, qué bueno ha sido! Anda que no lo sabía. Digo, en el momento que... ¡Pomba! ¡Toma! Ha sido ponerlo. Dile que se venga para acá. Dale un mensaje. Lo que no sabrá es que estamos jugando, estamos en el mismo chat seguramente. ¿Qué pasó, güey? Pinche pendejo, güey. Qué vocecita de sueño.
Mother of God! You look like you've been assaulted.
The troops are falling asleep on guard duty. Do you have anything to help?
There's a recipe I know. I could brew up enough for 2 or 3 men with what I have here.
No, I need enough for a whole bloody encampment. Actually, for 3 camps.
That much? It would take me a week just to pick the herbs for it. Unless you were to do a bit of the legwork yourself.
Seems only reasonable, since I'm the one who wants it. What do you need?
1 handful of valerian and 2 of mint, but make sure it's fresh. And a little wormwood wouldn't hurt.
Very well. So what goes into the brew?
At least 2 handfuls of mint and 1 of valerian. Those are the main ingredients. If you can find some wormwood, there's no harm in adding that too.
All right. I'll look around for some.
Goodbye.
No, quiero terminar este puto juego de una puta vez. Que quiero terminar este puto juego de una puñetera vez. Que me tiene y ya está. No, ya lo estoy terminando, pero ¿cuándo? No se sabe. Que no. No le voy a tener yo miedo a ella. Me extraña. Mira que me extraña, güey, pincho pendejo, güey. Yo creo que dicen que es más corto. Dicen que tiene unas 20 horas, 15 o 20 horas, no tiene más. Según dicen. Valeriana, ajenjo, a ver qué más historias. valeriana y acá. Yo creo que no te aburres tú, que es al revés.
Ya.
¿Qué ha pasado? ¿Me ha tirado el caballo? No puede ser.
Ya. Ya.
Ale for me.
Here.
I'm at your service, sir knight.
Is there somewhere I could sleep here?
All right. For how long?
Just the one night?
No problem. But you pay in advance.
Here you go.
You'll like it here.
Es la canción del
Sleeping
señor
on a
Bat.
cloud
Lo
in it.
mío. Lo mío.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Tengo que ir al campo de batalla ya. No me queda otra. Estoy aquí tonteando. Sí. No. Un chavalillo que me está diciendo que si me voy al DayZ. Digo, no. No creo. Lo tienen que poner. Porque va a ser imposible. Si no es porque no quiera jugar, sino que es que va a ser imposible encontrarnos. Es que es prácticamente imposible. No, es que es imposible. Mira, los niños con los videojuegos y las chicas con los sordos. No cambia la cosa, ¿eh?
Ya.
Pues yo me voy a comprar, no.
Ya. 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 Ya.
Es que no son tiendas de eso. No es para eso. Y luego tendrán una de las primeras PS4 que sale caro. De todas formas, es que son tiendas que no son para eso. O sea, que son... No es como MediaMarkt. No es como... A ver si me entiendes. Sí, sí, pueden tener, pero tienen 4 y te las venden a un precio más caro de lo que valen. Según el modelo, lo que sea, te digo yo que van... Pero bueno, mientras esté bien. ¿Sabes cuánto me dan por el coche hablando de todo un poco en compramostucoche.es? Pues a mí no me estafan. Porque me dan 780 euros. O sea que a mí estafanme no me estafan. Sí, en la web lo he visto, sí. Fua,
Easy.
en el momento que lo vean nos van a decir, dámelo regalado. Pero ellos pillan y cogen, como van dando coches viejos de baja, van recogiendo dinerito, ¿sabes? O sea que estafa para nosotros.
Not yet. Easy then. Hold. Hold. Just a little longer.
They were expecting First troops to the bridge! Break through! Vanguard! To the left! And the rest, come with me! We'll fight the bastards!
At them! Charge! Ride those horses into the dirt!
El gobierno les da pasta. Los coches que son más de 10 años les da pasta, ¿sabes? Por renovación del garaje urbano o algo así. ¿Qué es? Muy valiente yo. Ellos aparte les dan por... ¿Cómo es eso? Y incluso lo pueden arreglar y le sacan dinero. El juego, el final, yo creo que no lo han arreglado. Por lo que he visto yo, el final mucha gente no lo pudo terminar. En este juego. Necesito una poción de caléndula. No llevo muchas potis.
Here's their leader.
What? This boy.
You should show a little more respect, Divish. You'll need it when you kneel before Istvan. Oh, now the pup shows his teeth.
Istvan, you say? Not Sir Istvan? Or Lord Toth? Just how intimate are the two of you?
I know him. He's Eric, Toth's captain and right-hand man.
Finally, some good news. Shackle him and guard him close.
Hostia, cargarlo de cadenas y tenerlo bien vigilado. Si no sé, si lo cargas de cadenas no se va a poder menear. O sea, que eso está claro. ¡Qué hijo de puta! Así si te ponen cadenillas de esas de la Edad Media así, rodeándote todo el cuerpo, ya te puedes hacer lo que quieras. ver, punto de fuerza. Necesito caléndula. La poti de caléndula, a ver. Necesito puntos. Fuerza. De agilidad, a ver. Provocar. Todavía no hay tiempo. Y de comer. Saciedad. Mi hermana dice que se ha puesto Netflix y me ha dado su código para meterme. Ya puedo ver The Witcher el día del estreno. Ya es de cara al año que viene. Creo que es para febrero. Dice que a finales de este año no les da tiempo ya para más. Ah, pues tengo que ir al herrero este que me arregle la armadura si va a manchar aquí un paseíto. Bueno, un descansito. Los huevos. Dice descansito. Por de puta, tío. Con los checos estos o lo que sean estos. Una poti de caléndula quiero. Solo una poti de caléndula. Que no vas a tener. Hola. ¿Cómo se le echan todos encima? Violación, un bucaque. Les han hecho un bucaque, tío. Qué bueno es este juego con los bugs que tiene. Mira, una poti de caléndula. Aunque no sepa dónde han ido. Muerto. Mamá huevos. Y muerte piadosa. Placa. Otra poti de caléndula necesito para poder pasar aquí. Mira, pues me voy a llevar tus 40 groches. Tampoco no te da tiempo a recoger potis. Bueno, voy a merendar.
Well,
the damage isn't too serious.
so we can shoot.
Not just yet.
Sir, what are we waiting for?
You've heard his threats, Robard. Do you want him to kill Radzik and my wife? We have to consider all our...
Ya comeme unos snacks.
And it would be a shame to destroy the castle, too. But how do we get that rat out of there?
Sir, I might have a solution. What about exchanging hostages? He was the captain at Vrandvik, and he brought Istvan's reinforcements here. He seems to be on very, intimate terms with Toth. He might be able to tell us something. And he might even be as valuable to his lord as Lady Stephanie and my father are to us.
You're your father's son, by God.
You're a godsend, lad. You're right. We'll interrogate this whore son, and then decide what to do next. Come to my tent when you've rested.
Start talking, or make your peace with God.
Do your worst. I won't betray my lord.
Ah, Henry. Just the man I want. This fool would rather hang than sing. You know more about him than we do, so maybe you can get something out of him.
Well now, Eric. It is Eric, isn't it? Looks like the boot's on the other foot this time, doesn't it? Fuck you. You need to change your tone. If you start being nice, you might just come out of this alive. So now I'll ask you a few questions, and you better think carefully about how you answer them. Who is this Toth?
He's an orc, same as me. The Turks killed his parents, so he started killing Turks. Sigismund needed men like that. So Istvan ended up in his service.
What is he after?
Are you really that clueless? To destroy Wenceslas's allies. You.
Who does he take his orders from?
Are you stupid? He works for Sigismund.
Ya está ahí.
How did you meet him?
What's that got to do with anything?
How many men does he have in the castle?
How should I know? There were nearly 70 of us at the beginning, but there's probably not even half left. But that's still
Tranquilo.
more than there ever were in that castle. More than enough to defend it.
Listen to me. Toth has hostages in the castle, and we have you. So, how about an exchange?
Do you take him for a fool? Do you really think he'd give up the only thing he has that stops you from attacking? He'll never accept an exchange.
You better pray he will, for your own sake. Because once we attack, you'll be worthless to us. And what do you suppose will happen to a worthless bandit? I won't waste any more time on you. You could have saved yourself, but apparently you value your master's skin more than your own.
I don't need to save myself. Istvan will save me. And he'll kill every last one of you.
Why should he save you? He'll sacrifice you, just like everyone in Brannik and Pribyslavitz. You're nothing but a common bandit.
You don't know anything. He'll come, and anyone who lays a finger on me will pay dearly.
Now I'm curious. Why would he care that much about you? Could it be your lovers?
You never understand.
For a while there, I thought we'd get nothing out of him. But in the end, he spilled his guts.
I thought you were much too easy on him. But it seems your approach was the right one. Well done, lad. Anyway, it's clear that young fellow is no ordinary brigand. And he believes Toth cares about him. We'll just have to see if the bastard cares as much about him as Divish does about his wife and you about your father.
Well, Divish, I think the time has come to find out just how much Toth values our hostage. Do you want to parley with him yourself?
I think I'll leave that to you.
So be it. I'll do my utmost.
Y eso que bueno.
Bring the hostage below the battlements.
Sir Istvan!
¿Quién está comiendo?
What is it? Did our neighborly visit catch you unprepared?
Porque me
A
escucho.
little, but we've settled in nicely. And this fellow is enjoying our company so much, we simply can't get rid of him. It seems we are in
Aquí las
similar
texturas
situations.
brillan por su ausencia, pero bueno.
Perhaps it's time to send our respective guests home.
Not a chance. Do you take me for a fucking fool? Be warned. If anything happens to Eric, I'll let every manjack here have his way with this bitch, and I'll dice Kobila into goulash meat.
Nobly spoken, your grace. But for all I know, you may have done that already.
Divish, I'm sorry.
Greetings, friends. Fear not, Lord Toth is treating us like royalty.
They're unharmed, as you can see. But don't try any tricks or they won't be for long, Hanush.
It seems your lord doesn't place any great value in you, boy.
Go to hell.
I'm sorry. Looks like it's not going to be that easy.
Well, at least we know they're alive. I didn't expect much of it anyway.
Es igual que
We won't harm them as long as we have this fellow.
Well, friends, what do you suggest?
I'd say we have no choice but to attack.
It's a great risk, Robard, with Stephanie and Radzig inside.
I know how you feel, sir, but Toth is no fool. They are his last safeguard. He will do nothing to harm them until he is sure of victory.
Would you be saying that if it were your wife inside?
Or your father? Well, let me point out that we have no choice anyway. We don't have enough supplies to keep men here for weeks, while gangs of brigands and Sigismund's army roam the countryside. Toth won't agree to an exchange, and even if he did, we'd have to let him go. With all his men, he'd be a thorn in our sides till Judgment Day.
Sir, a message has arrived.
Oh, what is it?
Margrave Yobst is approaching with his retinue and wants to speak with you.
Yobst, you say? All right.
What is he doing here?
Who's Jobst? Jobst of Luxembourg is cousin to King Wenceslaus and Sigismund. He's the Margrave of Moravia.
Only a year ago, he was collaborating with Sigismund and the League of Lords. He betrayed King Wenceslas and his ally Prokop. Now, he's changed sides, appointed himself the leader of the rebellion against Sigismund, and wants to liberate Wenceslas.
Whichever way the wind blows.
Nevertheless, it seems the decision is made for us. We don't want Jobst camping with us in front of our own castle like a band of gypsies.
I'm afraid you're right, Hanush. All right. We'll let the men rest a while, and then attack. Come to me when everything is ready.
No, esos de la cadena dial fijo. O de Atrévete por las mañanas de los 40 principales, o la Europa FM o...
Yeah. 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 Welcome, Henry.
It's enough to drive a man mad. Is that supposed to make you feel better?
Un torreno. ¿Has visto que cacho torrenaco? Aquí. El chino también, el chino los tiene más baratos. Eso está. Estoy a dieta, lo que pasa es que hoy me apetece comer unos torrenillos.
God be with you.
There was precious little in it, and we could have lost everything.
That's how it goes in war. but God stood by us. And in the end, they're nothing but a bunch of filthy cutthroats. They're sneak thieves and assassins. But does that make them real soldiers?
Well, they're apt to wait till a man nips off into the bushes to relieve himself, lifts up his chainmail tunic and stab him in the back. Personally, I'd rather face a proper soldier.
Because you know just who you're up against. That's probably why Toth is giving us such a hard time. Good luck to you.
I'm glad you came.
At your service, sir.
I'm about to give the order to bombard Talmberg. And since it's mainly thanks to you that we still have a trebuchet, I think you should have the honor of the first shot.
I'll be delighted.
To smash my castle? I can't say I share your enthusiasm.
Sorry, sir. I didn't mean it like that.
There's nothing to it. The men will load the trebuchet. All you have to do is pull the lever.
Well, I suppose I could manage that.
Then we'll bombard Talmberg for several days. Sir Robard will explain what comes next. See you later.
Load the trebuchet!
Good health to you.
How are things with you?
It's a shit pile and no mistake. A good friend of mine was killed.
I'm sorry to hear it.
I only pray we kill every last one of them bastards. Then maybe I'll have some peace. Farewell.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
We came just in time, didn't we?
Quite. I thought my last hour had come. But Lord Capon came to our defense and fought like a lion. I'd say he's growing into a proper nobleman at last.
I think more people will be changing their minds about him.
They should. I owe him my life. God bless him. Take care.
Good luck to you.
Divish said...
Sir Divish.
That's all the same, isn't it?
No, it is not.
Sir Divish said you tell me what happens next.
Aye. We're going to watch Istvan shitting himself.
That's all?
For a few days at least. So if you have anything to attend to, now's the time. Just don't forget to come back. May the Lord watch over you.
Greetings. What business have you?
We made it in the nick of time.
We failed. That serpent from Valdic gave us the slip. I should have known he'd had his fingers in it all. If only I could catch it.
Would you kill him?
Maybe. But before that, I'd throw him in the dungeon for a few years. See how much he enjoys it. Still,
Pues es lo que
the
dura
best
este
I'll
puto
get
juego,
will
macho.
do is lodge a complaint
Joder.
against him when the king returns, and just thinking about it gets my goal. And my arm's killing me. Damn it!
I've arranged for a priest to come. He promised to take care of the people around here.
Thank you, Henry. Lifting the spirit can help us all.
I got hold of a sawbones to take care of our wounded.
Thank you. Most of them have already lost their homes. Their lives are all they have left. See you later.
Is something the matter?
A few of them have taken to their heels. If they stop in Kutenberg, I'll be glad enough. But I fear they may have other plans.
If those were the best of Istvan's men, they could be lurking in the woods. They'll probably wait to attack us at the worst possible moment.
My fear exactly. I won't breathe easy until Toth is hanging from the gate. But in the meantime, I'll be glad to know the woods at my back are clear. Can I count on you?
Of course, Sir Robert. Would you like me to bring back their gear as evidence they're dead?
That's not necessary. I trust you, Hal. You don't even have to do the killing, just let me know where you find them and that'll be that. There's no need for you to get hurt in the process.
I'm here.
Can't you see we're still bombarding? You came too soon. May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, get out of here! This is no place for the likes of you. Get out of here!
Yeah, I'm gonna get soaked. What else is there to do here? What's that? What a shitty day. Need a good scrap to cheer me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Al excusado.
What the hell was that? Answer to my prayers, just when I wanted to vent my rage on someone. Ugh. Ugh. Ah. Ugh. Ah.
What are you eating? Tired of life, are you? What's the matter? Lost your...
All right, enough. I give up. You hear?
I found all of their campsites. The rest of the woods are clear.
That's a relief. Now let's relieve ourselves of this accursed Toth.
May the Lord watch over you.
Take care now. Hey! Hey!
What? What?
Yeah.
sé qué mal ha sonado eso. Ha dicho Amar y que te calles y se ha callado.
God save. How may I help you? Good night. God bless.
¿Ya estás comiendo? No, no suenan a torrenos. a veces se va y no lo presiento. Este hombre es que... especial. Y mira cómo se ríe el cabrón. Y mira que mañana voy a Madrid, pero no me puedo entretener.
Ya. 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 Ya.
I must reward you for saving my livelihood. If folk believed the stories, well, I dread to think how it could have ended up.
But the bad stone wasn't even from your quarry.
Still, sometimes words can hurt a man more than a blow from a mace. Here's your reward. You've earned it, lad.
be with you.
Farewell.
Since Sir Divish's colours still aren't flying over Talmberg, I suppose we'll be attacking.
Just so. That Istvan's a stubborn bastard.
Alright, when do we start?
There's no reason to wait. Are you really ready? If you need to rest or anything, we can still wait. You won't have another chance until we've won the day. Or until your final rest.
I have to deal with something first.
Alright, but don't keep us waiting too long. Farewell.
Are we prepared to lay siege?
There's no reason to wait. Are you really ready? If you need to rest or anything, we can still wait. You won't have another chance until we've won the day. Or until your final rest.
I'm ready.
Glad to hear it. We're going to attack on two fronts. The north gate and the west wall, which will scale with ladders. The attack will be split into different stages. Taking the outer wall, the inner bailey, and finally the core of the castle and the tower.
El Señor Misterios.
How are we going to attack the gate?
We'll try to do as much damage as we can with the trebuchet first. Keyser claims he can even hit it directly. Even if that's true, we'll have to charge through a downpour of enemy arrows all the way to the portcullis.
Portcullis?
Fortunately, it's wooden, so we'll be able to break it down. But dealing with the defense in the bailey won't be easy.
And what's the plan for attacking the west wall?
First, we have to get men to the wall with ladders.
No, no termino
which
yo
is no
nunca
easy
este
matter
puto
under
juego.
fire, so we'll need as many men covering them as possible. As soon as the ladders are in place, our foot soldiers will run up and try to scale the wall. Once a few of them get to the battlements, we should quickly gain the upper hand.
How will we take the battlements?
Either by scaling the west wall, or our men at the gate will help. If they can break through, that is.
And the inner bailey?
That will be tough. Even if we get through the gate and into the outer bailey, we're still a long way from victory. The castle is designed so we'll be like hens in a coop to anyone with a bow on the inner battlements. We'll have to either fight our way through.
El juego está bien, pero me cago en la puta. Al final se alarga, pues eso, 15 horas.
What about the living quarters?
There, I'm worried most about the hostages. Once we're inside, Istvan will know defeat is inevitable, but we'll still have to fight for each and every room.
I think I've heard everything I need to know.
Do you want to join the attack on the walls or on the gate? Remember, many of the Skalitz men will follow you. It could make a big difference.
I'll help with the attack on the walls.
I'm proud of you, Henry. You've changed from an insolent pup into a tough, reliable fighter. And as God is my witness, we will kick those whore sons' arses.
A village lad and an old soldier. This man must be shaking in his boots.
If he's not shaking, then he doesn't know what he's got coming. Just one last thing, though. No matter how good the plan is, something always gets fucked up. Keep your eyes open and take advantage of every chance. Help your comrades, and don't go rushing in where you're outnumbered. We have to take the castle gradually, one position after another.
I'll remember that.
Good luck to you, stripling.
Good luck to you, old soldier.
Take care.
for fuck's sake! Cover yourselves! Wait till I raise the ladders!
¿Qué ha pasado? Cuando se le juntan muchos NPC se vuelve loco. Es que claro, es que tiene que manejar mucho. Y no solo eso, que mato los míos, los buenos, los malos, y ahora que ya voy cheto, antes en una pelea de estas no la aguantaba. Pero el juego está cojonudo. Me llevo una salchicheja y los colocheros. Y es que luego encima se meten los otros, los NPC, ¿sabes? Y hay aquí un barullo de gente. ¿Qué paliza le van a meter? Le están haciendo un señor bucaque a este hombre. Bueno, el patio de abajo está recuperado y el de arriba también. Espero que la segunda parte de este juego lo mejoren un poquito, porque esta gente tampoco tenía un duro cuando lo hicieron. Para PS5 yo creo que ya que sí. Bueno.
Sir, we should give the order.
Let's see if Istvan Toth can worm his way out of this one.
Don't tempt fate, Hamish.
Istvan! It's over!
Sí.
You
Para
want us to
PS5
come and
ya
get
lo
you?
dijeron. Pero
I
no se va a
wouldn't
llamar
advise
Deliverance,
that.
será otra cosa.
Your friend Divish wants to see his wife alive again.
And Sir Radzig? Are both hostages unharmed?
For now, Hanush, unless circumstances change.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. My guest
PS5.
is also safe and sound.
PS4 nada ya.
But he's
Dice
also
que no lo
quite
puede
keen
mover.
to go home. I imagine you feel the same way. It's been a long time since you warmed yourself at your own hearth.
Ya salió el otro día una noticia diciendo
I've
que ya es
plenty of
PS5.
supplies here. Grand view and excellent company.
Por eso dice, porque es que tiene mucho gráfico y dice que PS4 ya...
Freedom? Freedom to get an arrow in the back?
Sir, you're all noblemen here. All bound by honor. I give you my word as a knight and lord, and that of my companions. If you release Lady Stephanie
Mucho juego ya,
and Sir Radzig,
mucho juego
you may
bueno,
leave the
habiendo
castle
tenido
with your
tiempo
men and go on your way unharmed.
para la próxima generación.
And just how far will we get? What good will it
Porque
do me
cuando
if your
empezó
men
la
attack us in
generación
the
esta no
woods
había nada más
instead
que
of here?
recocido y los refritos.
If you give me your word of honor that you will leave and never return, I promise you safe passage to the boundary of this fiefdom. What happens after that is up to you and the will of God Almighty.
Very well then, but I want a small safeguard. I'll give you her ladyship, but Radzig comes with me. I'll release him in Skalitz.
Out of the question! Is our word not good enough for you?
Is mine not good enough for you? I swear I'll release him when I get to a safe distance.
I'll go with him, Hanush. Let the Lady Stephanie have her freedom now.
Father!
Don't worry, son. I trust Lord Toth's self-interest more than his word. He wouldn't be fool enough to harm me.
If you're certain, Radzig.
Prepare horses and supplies, and tell your men to pull back. We'll come down.
You heard him. Get to work. And any man who breaks his truce answers to me.
So, are you really going to let them go?
My word is my bond, Henry.
He's a cutthroat and a liar. Good men are dead because of him. What's to stop us from skewering him as soon as he sets foot outside?
Our honor!
If you let him go, he'll do the same again. Or worse.
God's justice will find him. Then, he'll get a taste of my mace.
If we break our word of honor, we have none. And without honor, we are nothing. Never fear. Your father will be all right.
We'll hunt down those vermin yet.
Bring the horses.
Here she is, as I promised. Not a hair on her head harmed.
Divish!
Stephanie.
Forgive me, husband. I'm sorry.
For what?
For letting them into the castle.
Come now, my dear. You're not to blame.
I didn't know who he was. He said he was your friend.
Never mind. Did he hurt you?
No.
I hope your word can be trusted.
Certainly more than yours.
If everything goes as agreed, I'll set Radzig free in Skalitz. If anyone tries to follow us, I'll kill him.
We won't.
My apologies for keeping you from your father, but you'll see each other soon enough. Oh, I almost forgot. Your sword. I expect you'll want it back after all the trouble you went to. Actually, you know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you.
Esto solo es de robafón.
I look forward to it.
Fuera.
Yeah!
Quick! To the battlements! We have to see which way they go! Oh, they really are heading for Skalitz. Mount up, Henry.
You've heard what he'll do if we follow them.
We're not going to follow them. We just have to collect your father. Or do you want him to walk back here when they release him?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
How long have we known each other? A few weeks?
Something like that.
Before that, I was chasing wenches around Rate and you were digging turnips. And now look at us. A pair of veterans.
I was an apprentice blacksmith, not a turnip digger.
Same difference, you silly bugger. The way you found Tom, sneaking into Brannick all on your own. Well, what I mean is, hats off to you, Hal. You wouldn't catch me doing that.
Truth is, I didn't think much about it. I just felt I had to do it.
What do you think? Will Toth keep his word?
He's a noble, right?
Yes. So am I.
So Radzig will be there. What will you do now?
Not long ago, I only made plans 3 days ahead at most. Maybe I really could do something for Rate and its people. Something really big. But there'll be plenty of time for that later.
What shall I say to him?
Don't worry. It'll come to you. You'll see.
Well, I just hope he'll be there. Alive.
There's no sign of them. Move on. I'm glad to see Istvan kept his word, sir.
Not half as glad as I am, Your Grace.
Well, we kept our word too, and now Toth has had his head start and he's fair game. Which way do they go?
To the north, but I would be careful, Sir Hans.
Fear not, Your Grace. I have twice as many men as he. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to say to each other. Let's go!
Father?
I am. They treated me quite decently. Although they did steal my horse, so I'll have to go back on foot.
It looks like it's all over.
Not by a long shot. It won't be over until we get this mess cleared up.
And catch that bastard. How could we let him go?
Would you rather we killed him? Even if it meant Lady Stephanie and I died too?
No, of course not. But what was to stop us from killing him after the exchange?
Honor?
Honor?
If the word of honor of a nobleman could not be trusted, then he would never have agreed to the exchange.
Where's the honor in abandoning your son?
You know how it is. We were young. It happened. And I couldn't marry a commoner. Then your father, Martin, came along and took care of both of you.
He knew it.
What? That I was your father? Certainly. He was a great man. He took you as his own. And always kept an eye on you. Of that you can be sure.
I know so little about his past.
He told you nothing? Oddly enough, even though you don't have his blood, you're very like him. When he was around your age, he became bored of his trade and set out to see the world. He lived through many adventures, even fought in a war.
In a war?
Yes, in Poland, I believe. And I don't think he cared much for it.
That's why he wanted me to stay at home.
He spent some time in Prague, then settled in Kuttenberg. But it seems he quarreled with someone there and finally ended up here. You know the rest.
I loved him, but even so, I somehow always had a feeling I didn't quite fit in.
It was in your blood, I suppose.
I lost the one thing I had left from him. Your sword.
Ah. The sword. It's not my sword. It's yours. For a moment there, it was so near, yet so far. Oh, well, it can't be helped.
It was almost within my grasp, but just then I had something else in my mind.
Well, I think we may yet have a chance to get it back. This business with Toth is not yet over, unfortunately.
That's a chance I'd welcome. Not just to get the sword, but that bastard Istvan too. And then I'll find that German whoreson who torched Skalitz, and I'll slay him with it. I'll never forget his face. Or his name. Mark Vart von Aulitz.
Those are noble intentions, son. But don't forget there are other things in this world that are worth living for.
Like what?
Look around you. Blue skies overhead, green grass underfoot, beautiful girls. Good wine, a few good friends, and a fine steed under your backside. Those are things worth living for. Though I can't deny that swine who killed your mother must pay for what he did. But it's better not to dwell too much on that, at the cost of those other things. On the subject of steeds, I think we'll have to ride like the Knights Templar.
How's that?
2 up. One day I'll tell you how they got their seal. You can take the front. It's like I always imagined it would be, teaching my boy to ride. Although it would be better if you were a little smaller. My word, it's all go today, isn't it? Who this is?
I think I know. It's Margrave Jobst.
The king's cousin? I wonder what he wants. I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Bueno, yo creo que ya está. Sí, bueno, mal. Ojo lo que cuesta esto. Bueno, voy a por una botellita de agua. Dice ya David. Me está invitando. Juan. Me está invitando, que está en David ahí ya.
well, son. Father. Come now. You know who sired you. That doesn't matter now. I miss you, Amar. I miss you very much.
You'll be fine. We're proud of you.
For what? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away.
Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
You didn't want me fighting.
Now look at me. Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right. I have to leave you now.
Oh, please.
You know I can't stay.
Will I ever see you again?
God knows. Make her proud.
Pero su hija sería.
Oh, don't go. No.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Sir Radzik wants you at the upper castle. The lords are in council with Jobst.
Right. I'll go straight away. What is it?
It's just... I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're Sir Radzig's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies. And here's me, as common as muck.
Oh, give over, you idiot. Do I look like a lord to you?
Not really. You're as much a lord as I am a nun. And I've never looked good in a habit.
Get out of here! Or I'll have you clapped in the stocks. I'm glad to see you. God be with you.
Bread, fresh bread. Bread, rolls, buns, and pretzels for you.
God be with you.
Oh, Hal. Are you going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well?
I am. What about Istvan?
I assume that we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
Las ochenteras, Tony, lo que teníamos el otro día. ¿Vale? Ya, pero las ochenteras. Pues nada, estará ya bueno ese. También.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon.
And this is my son, Henry.
I didn't know you had a son, Sir Redzig.
It came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave Jobst was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
Question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur. That King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed. But to surrender it means giving up great privileges, too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him.
Se llamaba el negro.
Sigismund would govern while
Danny Glover,
Wenceslas
¿eso
would
es
carry on
Alba
doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't
son buenísimas,
crowned
¿sabes?
Holy
Son
Roman Emperor long
buenísimas.
ago? He was already elected
Eso
king of
era
the Romans.
canela.
All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed
Maletal era buenísima y hay
but it
5 o
didn't
6,
quite
¿no?
work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation.
Es que antes se dedicaban solo a sacar películas.
Realized he would just be
Fueran como fueran.
with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, your graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergholf, Heinrich von Rosenberg.
The situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Bergholf is on your side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghof, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts. And now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghof know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you
Esas son de...
To sit with your arms folded
de,
till the
de
Bohemian
pájaro y
lands
eso.
return to ashes like scarlets? We have to put a stop to this
Qué
senseless
bueno era.
war.
Esas sí que eran
Do
buenas.
you know,
La
sir,
época del
what the
destape
true
español.
position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Bergov at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Oh, a little risky.
I doubt Bergov would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Gutenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
Excellent. Margrave Yobst and I will draft a letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
I expect it would be best to write it in your name as Lord of Light.
Quite so, Margrave.
What exactly am I to write?
So, it looks like you're off on a mission.
Yes, I can't wait.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out. These are evil times, and who knows what can happen along the way. Not to mention that Bergov is no saint.
Don't worry.
I know. You've shown you can fend for yourself, but do take care. You'll be traveling as Lord Capon's bodyguard. You'll be there to make sure nothing untoward happens to him. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears wide open. What Bergov tells you is one thing, but what you see may be quite another.
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else. Just hand over the letter, hear out his reply, and return.
Yes.
Very well. Bergov is at Trotsky Castle. I think you'll find it quite an eye-opener. It's one of the finest castles in the land. It's 3 days' ride from here, so unless you hit a snag along the way, you'll be back soon enough. Any questions?
I'm getting a bit lost in the Luxembourg lineage. It all seems a bit too tangled.
The Luxembourgs have ruled the Empire and Bohemia for almost 100 years now. Emperor Charles brought this land to prominence. When he was in power, things had never been so good. Wenceslas and Sigismund are his sons, but by different mothers. Jobst and Prokop are their cousins. They were entrusted with governing Moravia. But instead, they've been in a bitter armed feud for years, and now Sigismund's fallen out with Wenceslas. Wenceslas also had another brother, the youngest, John of Görlitz, who was most probably poisoned. They seem like a hot-blooded lot. It's hard to keep up with their affairs, since they tend to change their alliances from one day to the next.
Who is he really, this Jobst?
The cousin of King Wenceslas. He's the Margrave of Moravia. I admit I don't know what to make of him myself. Until recently, he was allied with the League of Lords. For a time, he even served Rupert of the Palatinate against the king. And now suddenly, he's reversed his position. I don't know what led him to do it, and one can't help being suspicious. It's best to keep a watchful eye on him. But he really is the leader of the resistance against Sigismund these days. We'll just have to see how it all turns out.
I'm a bit concerned so many people seem to think so little of King Wenceslas. You knew him, didn't you? What's he really like?
Well, there's no straightforward answer to that question. He certainly makes a great hunting and drinking companion, but he can be very fiery and impetuous when things don't go how he'd like them. He never had much of a head for high office. He finds it tiresome. But once a man's grasped the scepter, it's hard to let it go again. You can't just abscond. You've seen for yourself what happens when he disappears for a few months. Better a bad but legitimate king than a bloody war over the throne.
Who is this Prokop that Yob spoke of?
Yop's brother, the king's cousin. He and Yops warred over Moravian supremacy for years. Then, they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided with Rupert of the Palatinate. But after Sigismund abducted Wenceslas, Prokop fomented a revolt against him, and Sigismund had him captured. Politics. Make of it what you will. I, for one, can't make head or tail of it most of the time.
The League of Lords and that Berghoff we're off to see. Who are they exactly?
The lords of the powerful houses. Heinrich of Rosenberg, Otto of Berghoff, Heinrich of Radetz, and others. They're unhappy with the way their influence declined after Wenceslas surrounded himself with the lesser orders of nobility. They abducted the king years ago and made him bow to their will. They got away with it that time, and now they've joined forces with Sigismund and done it again. But now it seems that Sigismund's behavior is starting to rub them up the wrong way, so they may well be thinking twice. We'll see what Berghoff has to say.
I don't know all that much about Sigismund.
He's the king's younger brother and king of Hungary in his own right. 7 years ago, he led a crusade against the Turks and was defeated at Nicopolis. Some say it was due to the recklessness of the French knights, most of whom were mercilessly slaughtered. Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a better ruler than Wenceslas, but he's arrogant, and to our misfortune, brutal. Not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, Wenceslas joined forces with Jobst to liberate him. And now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no doubt about it, God does move in mysterious ways.
I don't know all that much.
He's the king's younger brother. Some say it was Sigismund is... Not long ago, he himself was held captive. And now this is how
Rupert of the Palatinate. That's a name I hadn't heard before today.
Rupert is the Prince-Elector of the Palatinate.
What's a Prince-Elector?
The Prince-Electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the King of the Romans, who would then be crowned Holy Roman Emperor by the Pope. Some of the nobility in the... So, now...
That young man, Sir John of Liechtenstein.
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family, with estates in Austria and Moravia. Since the king's being held captive in Vienna,
That young man's...
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family, with estates in Austria and Moravia.
That young man...
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family, with estates in Austria. Since the king's being held...
I'm getting it.
But instead, Wenceslas...
That young man...
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family, since the king's being held captive in...
That's about all.
Very well. Take the letter from Sir Hanush, and good luck, son.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Gutenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
Greetings. What do you need?
Are you wishing you'd stayed home at Rattay instead of
You must be joking. I haven't had so much...
Really? Despite being wounded? Actually, you missed the best part. When I was...
It can't have been that much fun if I fell asleep. But you might have handled me a bit more gently. I'm black and blue all over.
Oh, all right.
Nonsense.
Anything for you, my lord. I went to parley with Wolflin.
So how did that go?
I convinced him to take his gang and leave. I don't know about that.
Don't be so modest. We have to drink to it. See you later.
¿Y vas a hacer de descargárnoslo otra vez?
So, can we set off now, Henry?
Of course. I can't wait.
So, to horse! The Lord of Berghoff is bound to be waiting us eagerly.
Sí, españoles.
Yeah. So, how is life?
I'm getting used to it.
What about Rodzig? Has he accounted for not owning up to you the whole time?
He explained it. All will be well, I think.
Glad to hear it. It's far more acceptable for a nobleman to befriend a noble bastard than a blacksmith's son.
Mind you, don't come to blows with a blacksmith, my young lord. What do you think about Sir Jobst and his plan?
Well, I admit all the scheming has me a little lost. I thought Sigismund was the devil, Wenceslas a martyr, those on his side the heroes, and those against him the villains. I believed we'd rescue the king and all would be well again. But now it looks a lot more complicated.
Exactly. I didn't expect the noble lords to be as noble as the angels, but I hadn't expected such a sewer. They behave like children.
I can't fathom how after all this backstabbing they're somehow still on speaking terms.
I don't know either. Beggars belief. Did you know that King Wenceslas is such a...
Feckless drunkard? Not really. And to be honest, I'm not sure I wanted to know. I slept better believing my fate was watched over by a wise and powerful monarch.
So did I.
What a dismal world when you can't keep trusting your own king.
On the other hand, times were better with him here than with him gone.
Isn't that the truth?
What do you think of Sigismund?
If I were him, I'd have had enough of my brother even sooner.
But he's a monster. Look at what those hordes of his are getting up to here. What he did in Skalitz.
True enough. On the other hand, if Wenceslas and Prokop hadn't double-crossed him, none of this would have happened.
No one forced him to burn Skalitz.
That's a fact. But he couldn't let him shit all over him either. Not that I'm defending him.
He's a weasel.
No doubt about that.
El faenas, no te creas tú que...
Do you know anything about Prokop?
Sir Hanush could tell you a thing or two about him.
Why?
Last winter, a certain Sir Jan Sokol of Lamberg, a well-known knight, or robber baron to some, tried to occupy the city of Iglau, which was on the orders of none other than Prokop.
And what has that got to do with Hanush?
Well, he was there with him. Of course that's not something to brag about in front of Jobst.
And what was it all about?
They wanted to occupy a city that was on the side of the League of Lords, but despite there being several hundred strong, they didn't take it. For one thing, they couldn't get past the Iglau women, with their pitchforks and cauldrons of hot water.
I would never have thought of Sir Hanush as such a rebel. And have you heard anything about Rupert of the Palatinate?
A little. He can't manage even to wrest power from a king who doesn't much care for ruling and isn't fighting back. That doesn't seem like a man who has what it takes to rule. And that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
And that Berghoff we're going to see, do you know anything about him?
I haven't heard much good about him, but I have a feeling that some other nobles are quite in awe of him. And his castle is apparently quite impressive. I'll be interested to see for myself.
And what about the League of Lords?
Wealthy, pompous. The king doesn't seem to like them much. He's chosen to let the lesser ranks of the nobility into his circle, men like your father. I admit I don't blame him one bit, but the lords weren't happy about their lost influence, so they put their foot down. If I were Wenceslas, I'd have let them hang after they abducted me the first time. But he gave them seats at the provincial council? Little wonder they're back at their old tricks.
Pero bueno, ¿cuándo termina este puto juego? Como el capón este no lleva prisa ninguna. Lleva ya el...
How about it, Henry? Can we go? Are you ready for this?
Of course. At last I'll get to see more of the country and have a bit of an outing.
Quite. Let's get to it then. I finally have the feeling we're doing something worthwhile. We're helping to save the king.
Instead of saving his drunken majesty, I'd rather find that horseman who murdered my parents, get the sword back from him, and skewer him with it.
Cheer up, Henry. I have a feeling you'll get your chance one day, and it won't be long in coming. Forward, men! Audentes fortuna juvat!
¡Por fin! ¡Por fin! Después de 3 horas de final. Bueno, pues se terminó.